Hey folks, Old Lady Angler here. I wanted to just do a quick little review on a rig that I use quite often, and it's very successful. It's called the Ned rig. If you've watched my videos, you've probably seen me fish it quite often. Many folks assume, since it is a finesse rig, that you'll only catch small fish, but that's couldn't be further from the truth. My personal best was caught on this rig, and it was 6 pounds 12 ounces. The Ned rig consists of a 2.75-inch soft plastic worm, and it is made by Z-Man Fishing Products, and it's made with their ElasTech technology. This thing is nearly indestructible, and I'll roll some footage from today. I fished the Ned rig. I caught 34 bass on one single worm. It's also, I set another personal best today with most fish in a day. That was 34. My previous record was 33 that I set just a few days ago. So for the Ned rig, I usually use a green pumpkin or a black. This is the Z-Man Shrooms jig head. Probably don't know if it'll focus this closely. Maybe you can see that there's a little barb right here. That is actually your bait keeper, and it's just a little welded on barb. Sometimes those have a tendency to fall off. I think I saw something from iCast where they have the Shrooms 2 coming out that has a different bait holder on it, so we'll see if that fixes the problem with the bait coming off. So you have a choice of sizes for this Ned rig: 1/5 ounce, 1/6 ounce, which is what I usually fish with. Then you have some even smaller that are 1/10, 1/15, and 1/20. And you have various colors. You got red, you got white, you got black, you got green pumpkin, and you have a chartreuse. So quite a variety. I do like to even downsize it to the 1/10, but I usually don't use the 1/15 or the 1/20. They're just too small. I can't cast them. So you've got your t.r.d.s. You saw it if you watched my Tackle Warehouse unboxing. I loaded up on all the different colors of the t.r.d. worms, just because my supply is dwindling and I usually buy them once every few months. So on your worm, you've actually got, if you look closely, you'll see one end has nubs. Maybe you can see the nubs on this side, and the other one is just ribbed. Well, this is the side for the fish, the nubbed end. So to rig it, it's just like any other jig. Kind of measure it out, see where you need your hook point to come out. I've done it so many times, I just kind of wing it, and it usually is pretty close. Then feed it on like any other jig head. There you have it. This little monster is bass candy. They can't resist it. The methods of retrieval I use on this, I'll either cast it out, do a twitch, do lots of popping where it's hopping off the bottom. The action on this is, when you're popping it, it's just so erratic the fish can't resist it. Or you can do a slow retrieve and just let it do this along the bottom, and this tail's floating. And again, they can't resist it. And I'll roll some footage from today where I do show you both methods, but both of them work. Some days fish are in the mood for only one particular way, but regardless, if you use this Ned rig, you're going to catch fish. So if you haven't used the Ned rig or you've never tried it, you need to give it a try. The fish tear this up. They're crazy for it. I'm not sponsored by Z-Man. I'm not sponsored by anyone for that matter. But this is something I use quite often. When nothing else works, this will. And I sent some to my sister up in the Midwest, up in Illinois, and she gets good success with them there too. So stay tuned and I'll roll a little bit of footage from today's Ned rig session. I spent 2 hours and 50 minutes and caught 34 bass. Most of them were less than a pound, but there were a few over. And they tore up this t.r.d. in the video, and they kept on eating it. It was pretty amazing. So stay tuned, let me roll that video, and in the meantime, thanks so much for watching. It's cold. First fish of the day. It's got a dark mouth on him, dark lip. It's a decent one. Decent little fish. Oh, getting a nice bass. Wow, he's got some pretty markings. Very pretty. Look at that guy's lateral line. Super. Line. Tearing up this Ned rig, guys. No matter what time of year, what time of day, this is pretty much what they want. This is what they hit. And that's what my PB was caught on. 6 pound, 12 ounce bass on this little Ned rig that you see right there. Just spin it around so it grips the other side. It's not all torn up. And then I'll flip it so that the tail's on first, after the other end's torn up. Oh, it's really light. Oh, he has a little mouth. Little mouth. Ah, this one's, he's not, you keep swallowing. I don't think he's going to make it. Same Z-Man worm, just flipped it over. She's almost torn in half. Almost. Told ya. That's 19 fish on one piece of plastic. I was reeling fast, and he hammered it. He hammered it. This thing's torn up, split up. Sometimes I like to just cut that tail and make a split tail, and it gets a little more action. I actually have scissors to do it, but it's barely hanging on. Okay, settle down. 23 fish, one single piece of bait. Torn up, but still going. Right in that brush. Look at that thing. It's demolished, but still going. Still catching fish. No, I'm not an infomercial for Z-Man. It's good product. Torn to shreds, still catching fish. Still going. Bass number 30 on this single Z-Man t.r.d. About unheard of. $30 bass on one rig. Okay, let me see if I can keep going with it. I flipped it around again. Good thing I didn't split that tail. I was gonna, hey, there we go. Good as new. Got some life left. Now it's beat all to crap, but it's still getting bites. So I'm gonna still keep throwing it till it's dead. There he goes. Woohoo! There are two ways I fish this usually. A slow roll, just leaving it on the bottom, or twitch, pause, or a combination of both. Both work. Sometimes they want it faster, sometimes they want it slower. So I let it sink, make sure it's on the bottom. Slowly reel it, just like that. Use some better fish, I think. Nope, just a good fighter. Are you not amazed? I'm telling you, if you don't use the Ned rig, you should. Oh, no, I thought he had the tail. 34 fish on this one piece of plastic. Oh no, it came off. I lost it.